Judith. I grew up in liberal Kansas, and in my talk today, I'm talking about how writing songs in 60 minutes changed my life. But I'm going to back up a little bit, tell you a little bit about me as a little kid. And I grew up with a crazy dysfunctional family in this crazy dysfunctional little trailer in liberal Kansas. And from the outside, it was kind of a hot mess, but from the inside, I've always kind of seen myself and any idea I had or project I had as sort of a limitless opportunity, and anything is possible. I recently just found proof, actually this week. This isn't the original because that's framed in my new house, but I found this letter I had written to Willie Nelson. Got my lucky Willie Nelson shirt on today. I was 6, so I just found this letter. And this kind of sums up my life and me to this day, which maybe means I need to talk to a therapist about growing up a little. So I guess I wanted to hang out with Willie Nelson and talk music. So here's how I went about it. Of course you would write Willie, and of course he would respond, and we would be tight friends, which we're not, but I would like to be still. Dear Willie, I love you very, very much. And I love your music too. My mama loves you too. By the way, my name is Judith Avers. Now, I don't go by Judy, so I hope none of you call me that, because that will send me into overdrive. But if you want Willie, my number, it is blank. Then I gave him my phone number. You will not find my number in the phone book. I live at 231 South Calhoun. My house number is 231. I guess I need to repeat that. Please write to me, and please call me. And if you do, I will. I don't know what I will, but I will do something, of course. By the way, my mama is the one who brings you bottles of Jack Daniels. My mom was a little wild. She went to a lot of Willie Nelson concerts and always brought him liquor, apparently. Not apparently, she really did for years and years, even as recently as 2 years ago. Well, I have to go now. Goodbye, Willie. Love, Judy Avers, with all my love. So I've always sort of saw myself as limitless, and I had this creativity, like a lot of artists. I just couldn't focus at all. I would get an idea for a project, and I would go do it. I would think of something, some idea, I'm going to do it, no problem. The world was mine. It didn't matter if you had money. It didn't matter if I had resources. It didn't matter if I was rich on the hill. Not that there were any hills in liberal Kansas, but if there were, and I lived on one, I could have been limitless. So I was pretty surprised a couple years ago when I woke up and I had 4 devastating phone calls that kind of shook my creativity and shook what I believed about the world. The first was that my father died. The second, just a few months later, my sister had died suddenly at the age of 40, very unexpectedly. And within a few months of that, my mother died suddenly. And somewhere in the middle of that, another crushing thing happened. My therapist / counselor / mentor, life coach, and the man who kind of taught me about how to kind of challenge and like channel my limitlessness, he suffered a stroke and was rendered unable to speak to anyone. So all of his devoted fans were sort of left wandering around bumping into things. So I needed to figure out a way. At first it was to get through the holidays and to kind of get myself off the couch a little bit, because all I really wanted to do between you and me was eat potato chips and watch Ally McBeal for some reason. And that's how I was coping. And I was trying not to judge myself, but there were 5 seasons of Ally McBeal, and I was making my way through them, you know what I'm saying? So I decided I would start writing songs for people. And the deal was, I would write songs for you. You could send me your stories, and I would write a song for someone you loved. Kids, parents, whatever. And you send me inside jokes, you send me why you love them, and I would spend 1 hour writing a song for you. And the reason it was, lots of musicians could probably write songs in an hour, and not all of these songs were stellar songs, of course, but it was really all I could handle. I was sort of in the middle of a big nervous breakdown, essentially, and was all alone in a new city. My wife was a medical resident and was working 80 hours a week, and I was all alone with just this darkness. So I started writing songs for people, 1 hour at a time. And they would be funny little songs for kids, like this one about a boy named Adam who only wanted one thing for Christmas. Winter is cold, can I be bold and pray there's no mold this Christmas? On the tree or my cheese, my toes or my knees, I'm asking for these this Christmas. But what I really want, what I need, what I really hope to see, I hope I get some BACON. I really want some BACON. And maybe everyone in the world to be happy, just like me. So you get the idea. These awesome songs. And for 1 hour of my day, I was Adam, and I was this little kid who just wanted pork products and people to be nice. You know, I saw this morning that little boy, his aunts posted on social media that he's having a lemonade stand somewhere in Kansas, and he's donating half of his proceeds to United Way. I mean, so just to be this kid for an hour, that was a lot better than being Judith Avers for an hour. So the songs started coming in, and it was crazy what people were sharing with me. I was embarrassed and humbled. I was upset at my decision to do this for people. They were deep love songs about passion and sex and infidelity and tragedy, just crazy intimacies that people were sharing me, a stranger. And they had no idea that on the other end of this request was this hot mess on a couch eating pizza and watching Felicity and crying in my beer every day, and then spending some time in the afternoon being a person who's thinking about having an affair, or a person who is quitting their job and their wife wants to write a song for them because they're finally taking the chance. So I got to be taking a chance, and I got to be scandalous, and I got to be beautiful, and I got to be 4 and swimming in the ocean. I got to be a new mother. All of these stories started coming, and they were teaching me things along the way, like this song. A couple named Amy and Diane. And Diane had been in a car accident, and it was just a left turn, and she instantly, everything in her life had changed, and all of their friends, their families, medical professionals spent the next 2 years just trying to get Diane to be back to where she could enjoy life again and get connected again to herself and the world. And her wife, Amy, had written and asked me to write a love song about them and about how they had overcome this horrific accident. I mean, the recovery this woman had to, all the work she had to do, and that they came out stronger than before. So this song came when I was sort of in a caterpillar stage with my serious case of the grief brains. If you've ever gone through grief, it makes you go a little crazy. You can't focus as well, and for a person with manic creativity who always has a million things going on, I was nearly ready to, go to a psychiatric ward or something. But this song was the first one that kind of connected me to my life a little bit, also with my wife, who was gone all the time, with this partner who's always been a pretty together person and pretty positive. And I was not positive. I was dark. There were a lot of Cheetos in our house, a lot of Cheetos. But somehow this song gave me a little hope that we were going to be able to push through it. And I got to pretend to be Amy and Di, and to be a little further along than I really was at the time. And I got to see that people can make it happen. You can recover a little bit. Now, I've read in books about people overcoming grief and the grief process. You will come out, you will feel better sometimes. I had read all of these things and gone to counseling and grief groups, but this song, for some reason, writing this song helped me a little more than anything I had read at the time. Just getting to be them for 1 hour. Standing on the edge changed us both, taught us anger, taught us hope. Standing on the front line, standing on the shore, took away the past, took away the future. And if I thought I couldn't love you more, I was wrong. Now I'm sure, falling off a cliff, hanging on for life. Was it me holding your hand? Was it you holding mine? Everything you've been, everything you are, every moment has been kind and gentle. And if I thought I couldn't love you more, I was wrong. Now I'm sure, now I'm sure. Who we were when we started, caterpillars on the vine. Who we are now, you and I, we are flying over the tree line. And if I thought I couldn't love you more, if I thought I couldn't love you more, if I thought I couldn't love you more, I was wrong. Now I'm sure. So songs like this about connecting to the person you love and reconnecting and just fighting through hard times helped me to be in love. There were marriage proposals coming in. There were a lot of songs about protein. I had the bacon song. I had a song from a woman who said, "Can you write a song about meatballs and garlic bread? My husband will know why." Well, sure I can. I'm a vegetarian, but I'll do it. It sounds great. I've been craving meatballs. Thank you. So all kinds of songs were coming in. And I was just this person writing this little song, and maybe they liked it. I don't know. But I got so much out of every single story that they were sharing. They were just putting themselves out there. So then I have slowly been able to figure out how to put myself back out there a little bit at a time, maybe 1 hour at a time. And it changed. So maybe my little 7-year-old self that dreamed of playing for millions of people, and I was pretty sure Oprah would be there, and I knew my mom would be in the front row with Willie Nelson. Maybe that didn't happen, but something else did that topped that. These strangers, by giving me all these beautiful stories, this stranger, they had no idea what was going on in my life. I have no idea who they are, but I got to know the meat and potatoes of their life, and it changed mine, and I am so grateful. This last song I'm going to play, a friend wrote and asked me if I could write a song for her mother. She had a brother named Daniel who had been in a car accident, and he wasn't as lucky as Diane in some ways. He was left in a vegetative state and had to have 24-hour care at a care facility. But the mom and dad of Daniel would drive every day for 4.5 years to hang out with Daniel. And he knew they were there. They connected. They would play him music. He loved the song Danny Boy. He loved Irish music, so they would sing Danny Boy to him. And he connected to music, and he connected to his family and his sister coming to visit. And he was still there. It just looked differently, just like I'm still here, but it looks differently. And maybe my mom and my sister and my dad and my counselor, they're all still here, it's just different, and I don't get to find out what's different about it. I don't get to know the secret yet, and I don't want to know for a long time. But Danny Boy, this song, I don't remember writing it. I honestly wasn't planning on playing it today, but yesterday I just woke up and I was like, I have to play this song, Danny Boy, and I don't know why, but I relearned it on the back porch down the street and called Daniel's sister and just said, can I play this song, and would you mind? And of course she wouldn't, because it wasn't a sad thing that he had left this world to them necessarily. The mom still felt connected. She knew that they were connected. And so when I wrote this song, the only thing I remember about writing it was just sobbing at 3 o'clock in the morning. I got one recording out that you couldn't hear me crying, and then I just sent it, and I was done, and I was ready for more meatball songs and songs about scrambled eggs. There really are a lot of protein songs that I have. It's weird. That's another TED Talk. But this last song, Danny Boy, anyway, it had an effect on me. Maybe it will on you too, but anyway, the point is, just by sharing this little bit of yourself to a stranger, you never know what it's doing. So I'm so thankful for everyone who signed up for the 60-minute songs. I am never far away. You have always known that, even when your hope was frayed, you never stopped listening. And little by little the pain goes, and I am out of mine. Little by little the day breaks, and I am with you every time. Even a fallen tree does not end, but goes on teaching other things. How to breathe and how to live. And what a joyful learning. And little by little the rain comes, like I will come again. And little by little the sky sings, oh, Dad.